Hi guys, welcome back to another edition of Chai, Coffee and Chat brought to you by Skandas Productions. And it's me, your Aanantha. All right. Today we have a very special guest and I've watched this person grow in his popularity in Malaysia and he's become such an influential person in Malaysia today. He is none other than Joshua Michael.
I'm going to try to not be fake this time, but before this, we had a bit of a cut. But again, I said it's a pleasure seeing you do that intro. My entire childhood just flashed in front of me.
Wow.
You've been a aspired, you've been someone that we all have aspired to be. Then now that I'm seeing you in front of me, it's a little bucket list that I think I've ticked.
Thank you, bro.
You so much.
Quotes in the type. That's okay. Bro, so I have always been, I had this question. So influencing is fairly a new term. Would you
Okay.
say so? Because for us, we're on radio, we're on a little bit of TV. So that's how we grew up.
Yeah.
Or I grew up.
Yeah.
So now this influencer term. So tell me, life as an influencer, how is it?
No,
Is
I
it
think it's best
question.
to it's best to clear the hair right now itself. A lot of people use the word influencer wrongly.
okay.
And I always make sure that I clear it up.
Very good.
I always believe that no influencer should ever call themselves influencer. I'll tell you why first. Because let's define the word influencer first. An influencer is basically someone who influences another person to do something. Could be a good thing or a bad thing, right? So only the person who is influenced should call the other person influencer.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I shouldn't call myself an influencer. It's like who am I to call myself an influencer?
Right.
If someone is being influenced by me, they should call me an influencer. So I always make sure that I try my best to not ever term myself an influencer.
Okay.
I term myself an artist. I do see,
Right.
an influencer, content creator. Anyway, at the end of the day, if you are someone who's trying to make art in any forms, it could be videos, painting, it could be, writing. You're still creating art. So
Right.
I think of myself as an artist, but I understand what you mean by an influencer.
I stand
but,
corrected.
Yeah.
You're a wonderful artist.
Not an influencer.
But thank
if
you
you're
for clearing
influenced,
that.
good for you.
So a lot of people will say
Okay. And I think that the more we understand about the
Yeah.
term, I think the more people will realize that, okay, maybe if you are influencer, you probably wouldn't call yourself an influencer. That to begin. கொஞ்சம் கேவலமா இருக்கும் நம்மளே கூப்பிட்டுக்கிட்டா அதான் வேற ஒன்றும் இல்லை.
That day I went to a makan shop. So he was talking to me about the food and all that. Then he said, to all my haters, haters,
See, some people who think they're influencers also think they're haters.
Yeah. Haters.
இப்போ தனுஷ் ஆடியோ லான்ச்சில் பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா? லைட்டுக்கு சைடு கேப்பில் ஒரு கான்ட்ரவர்சி. தனுஷ் ஆடியோ லான்ச்சில் பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா? என்னோட ஹேட்டர்ஸ்க்கு நான் என்ன சொல்ல வரேன்னா, யாரா ஹேட்டர்ஸ் அப்படின்னு சில பேர் சொல்லுவாங்க. யாருமே இல்லையே, நீங்களே கிரியேட் பண்ணிக்கிறீங்க. அந்த மாதிரி தான் சில பேர் நினைப்பாங்க. That's why.
Okay. Yes. So Joshua, as an artist, so I would say like a new age artist. You do so many things.
Yes.
What's a normal day like for you?
Like anyone else who doesn't have a 9 to 5, every day is an effort to make money.
I can understand that.
So every day is you trying to make sure that do I have my car bills sorted for this month? Do I have my rent sorted for this month? Do I have enough money to bring my girlfriend out for dinner? Not every day because I have a very very understanding girlfriend.
Have to budget.
Depending on how well that month goes. So as I said, like anyone else who doesn't have a 9 to 5, I think every month is interesting because you're always trying to figure out how would that month be. So so every day, if you ask to answer your question, every day is just see, there's always a good thing when you're not on a 9 to 5 also.
Right.
Which means if you're on a 9 to 5, whatever, no matter how hard you work, no matter how lazy you are, your monthly salary is fixed. Your boss is not going to call you and say, this month I think it worked better, so I'm going to probably add on another few hundred ringgit into your salary this month. Your boss is not going to do that. But someone who's not in a 9 to 5 has that advantage. If I work a bit more harder this month, if I do a bit more than what I did last month, I'll probably earn a bit more. So yeah, that's usually a typical month will go like that. if I feel like making a bit more money, I'll probably make a bit more videos. If I think this month I'm just done, promoting brands or talking about certain products, I'll probably take it a bit more chill. So you have a bit more control over your
time.
month. Yeah.
And is there okay, when I get up, for me, if I get up early enough, I go and practice music.
Okay.
So is there a thing like that? You get up and I'll say, I'm going to think of 10 ideas today.
I always believe if you have to think, then you can't do it. Things, not to sound like philosophical, but I always believe that if you think and do certain things, of course, you always have to understand, there's some level of thinking, but you can never sit down and say, today I'm going to, make a video. If you do that, then, you probably end up with a very bad content. But again, as I say, I always say this, like anyone else who's a freelancer, every day is, you getting up and trying to make something that will give you, a benefit out of it. So it could be money, it could be fame, it could be views, it could be, a validation. So if you don't wake up every day wanting to do more of that, then you'll probably be at the same place where you were yesterday. So, so I think to answer your question, every day, what is my daily morning would look like is me waking up, making sure that, okay, am I going to be better than yesterday? As a content creator, as an artist, as a creative person, am I going to produce something today? There's days where I might have decided, okay, maybe not today. Today is maybe for my day that I should spend with my dogs. So I'm not going to create anything today, or I'm not going to think creatively. My dogs is probably my, the day for me. So yeah. So again, depending on, as I said, depending on how well is the finances for that month.
How's the gym going? Because I always see you like, ayo, who came up with this idea of exercise?
You clearly look like you don't need it. But there's people like me who, unfortunately, we 3 meals continuously in a day and you put on 5 kgs. So I'm one of those guys who really have to go to gym to just, try to lose a bit of weight. Yeah. So it's going okay. Obviously, I don't look like someone who goes to gym, but I'm trying. I think a lot of people might or might not know this. I used to, during COVID at least, I lost almost 60, 70 kgs of weight.
Amazing.
A lot of people, knew me from then, I think, at that point. A lot of people knew that there was the guy that was, going up and down stairs during COVID and I was losing weight. As you can see, I gained a lot of it back.
I think it's muscle.
No, I'm very honest with myself. You should too. So I've gained a bit. I've gained a bit. So it's now I'm in the process of trying to lose it the healthier way. A lot of people who knew me from those COVID weight loss journey, you guys would have seen that I lost a lot of my muscles with cardio. I used to do a lot of cardios. I used to just go up down stairs. I lost a very significant, I would say, a very unhealthy amount of weight and muscle, which I think cost me to gain it all back quite quickly. So now I've gotten a trainer and he's kind of helping me do it a bit more in the right way. So trying to put on more muscle, as you can see.
Is it Mr. Verma?
Yes. So shout out to V-Fitness Verma.
I mean, in a good way. Good, man.
who's been actually doing a really good job in trying to guide me to the right weight loss journey.
Yeah. Verma is very good in what he does.
Yes.
He's very good. But when I used to train under him, I used to when the towel goes into the dryer and come out, it's like, yo. But anyway, Verma, very dedicated trainer.
You see, I always say it's harder to be. Yes, it's difficult to go to gym, but it's difficult to train someone. And I think Verma who does it with a lot of passion. I think a lot of physical trainers needs a lot of I feel a lot of respect because it's not easy motivating yourself to motivate someone else. People like me, it's very difficult to be motivated. I go to gym tired. A lot of people go to gym and then get tired. I go to gym tired. So Verma looks at me and goes like, "No, I'm clear. I end up tired." I said, "Coach, I'm just tired." So he has to motivate himself to motivate me to get me to start working out. So again, thank you to all physical trainers who have to deal with that.
There was one physical trainer who gave me something called hemorrhage.
Okay.
So you drink that, you become like a bull. I don't recommend it to you. You can't sleep after that. Okay. So You have like, I would say, slightly envious lifestyle. People are like, wow, meeting MU players and all that. So tell us a little bit about that. How that
I don't think there's anything to be envied about.
really, yeah.
At the end of the day, it's the same concept of everything else. The grass is always greener.
Oh,
People
okay.
will always think that someone else is living a better life. It's a very common human trait. I don't think it's much like any other job. It comes with its perks. With any other job, it comes with good things. When you do something well, you tend to get a lot of good things that come out of it. If you're good at something, you tend to enjoy the fruits of the labor, they will say.
Right.
So as a content creator, who see at the end of the day, when this is my, I think, 8th year being a full-time content creator. I do this for a living. I don't have anything else. I don't go to a 9 to 5 job. So it's almost 8 years since I been doing this. And every single year when you wake up making content, making videos, trying to make people laugh, trying to be in touch with the trend, trying to be engaging, trying to be relevant. You do that for 8 years, you tend to get some benefit or some good things out of it. And this recent trip to the UK was, I feel, one of those things. I was approached by a brand, can't say it because it's an alcohol brand, and they're not paying for the show, so I can't tell their name, unfortunately. Scanner Productions, I got your back. So they recently reached out to me to actually to make a trip all the way to Manchester and also France. To follow Manchester United as a football club, kind of go on like a trip with them when they played a football game at France. So we were given this very, very once in a lifetime opportunity to travel with the team. We actually traveled with the team. So we were in the same bus, we were in the same flight.
Yeah, fit yourself. This all pretty good.
My biggest hater was my father, because he obviously was really jealous. He's a lifelong Man United fan, and likewise. So it's a dream come true again. Not for anything else. I think it's a very proud moment for any Malaysian content creator because we were the only country in the world that was actually, for the first time, were allowed to actually travel with the team and make a video with them. So I'm glad that I was that one person. So இதெல்லாம் வந்து of course நம்ம Malaysian மீடியால சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க because but anyways, so thank you for this podcast, for allowing me to say. Not for anything else, I think so much the world thinks so highly of a lot of our content creators. There's a lot of people outside who look at us, and especially Malaysian Indians, and they are very they're very proud of what we do. So I'm glad that I was able to share some of our name to the people outside there. Yeah, I would say it was as a Man United fan myself, so it was quite I would say it was very surreal because again you're able to get something doing something that you like. So it's not like so it's almost perfect. You do something that you love, and then because you do something that you love so well, something that you love also comes to you as a gift. So maybe that people can envy. I think you said some envious lifestyle. Maybe that part people can envy.
In that way. But I see you handled, the interviews with a lot of ease.
That I think that comes with having role models like yourself. I was not joking when I say I've seen people like us, young in our younger days, used to look at people like you and say, oh, okay, this very good looking man is able to talk so confidently. One day I'll make him, host a podcast with me on it.
Yes. That day is today. So I see you, bro. There's a lot of things that you have gotten yourself into.
Yes.
Wearing many hats.
Yes.
So Badaap is one of those.
Yes.
Your foray into TV. So tell us about that.
It's funny that people are finally talking about Badaap 2 years after it's released on television. Again, I hope Astro, if you're still watching this, please release it on YouTube because a lot of people are asking for it.
You did ask them once.
I've even begged. I'm sure they will one day after this podcast, hopefully. But Badaap is a television series that we did almost 2 years ago. It was my little attempt to kind of, in a way, proof that content creators can make content for a platform like television. A lot of people think content creators are people who make videos for phones, for smartphones, or you make videos for YouTube. Not that it's a bad thing, but content creators, I always say this, content creators are basically just film actors, film directors who just didn't get a chance. That's why we do it on social media.
That's a platform.
That's a platform. A lot of, I think, if you ask any content creators outside, their dream would be to be a film actor. Their dream would be to make a film. Their dream would be to be an editor or to sing or basically to be in the mainstream. Platform. But when you don't get the chance, some of them some of them end up becoming content creators, which is also not a bad thing. But when I got the chance, when Astro came calling about 3 years ago, they said, Joshua, we see you doing a lot of stuff on YouTube, but we see a lot of stuff on Instagram. Can you do something like that for television? What we did is we said, no, we'll do better. We'll do something that's even better than what you want from us. We'll do something that is slightly of an international standard. So we said, what, we'll travel to India to shoot a television series. I still am very proud to share that Badaap is probably the only one so far, a Malaysian Tamil series that was shot in India with actors and technicians from Chennai. We worked with them. They didn't work, they didn't direct, we didn't work for them. We directed them. We were able to do all those things. To be very honest, to just prove a point. That was our whole idea. There wasn't, we just wanted to make sure that our local industry knows that these boys are not just people who do stuff for social media. If given a chance, they can do something that's that's of some quality. So Badaap is one of those attempts. We traveled to Chennai for almost a month. We were there on the streets. We were there, it's a random places shooting, and we worked with we worked with content creators from Chennai. We worked with technicians from Chennai. We had unit technicians from Chennai working for us. We shot the entire thing and came to we brought it back to Malaysia. We put it up on Astro. Some people watched it, some people didn't, because it's not on YouTube. Astro, if you're watching, please listen.
Plug in,
please there. Call me. I can give you the hard drive. You can put it on YouTube. Joking. But yeah, so all those things happened. And funnily enough, I also recently, before you ask me a question, I'm sure you have it in your questions. I was also given an award for it, finally.
Yeah.
So that was quite fun to think that, something that, because I honestly felt that finally some recognition for Badaap. I did feel like a lot of people didn't appreciate it as much. Maybe because it didn't reach out to that many people. Right. Because of many different reasons. So the award was C Awards was something that I felt, okay, finally something came out of it.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw you were shooting your expression. You're like,
all that was fixed. Content creators. So I made sure that there was a couple of cameras on me.
Really? I got to learn from that. கீழ இருந்து ஷூட் பண்றா.
அந்த அழுவ போறேன் இந்த லெஃப்ட்ல இருந்து கண்ணு தண்ணி வரலாம். We planned. That's how you do things on social media. Kidding. Yeah.
Could be.
You'll never know. That's the magic of a content creator.
I saw one video.
Are you talking about? I'm not going to say the name.
I said, what's the content? Content coming after the person cries. Okay.
Do I know this person?
No.
I can say the person. Okay.
I can't remember.
I'm sure you do. I'm kidding. Okay, go ahead.
No, I saw one on TikTok. But I don't know who this person said. I'm going now. That person is waiting for me. Okay. I was thinking, why are you telling them?
See, I would say
just go lah.
Content creators have become so smart these days. They know exactly how to start a video, how to edit. We call it hook to a video. So when I started was 8 years ago. I always thought I had to learn a lot of things. I had to watch a lot of people from the US, and whatever people do in different places. But now this younger generation have so much talent that they know exactly what music to put, what the crying hook, whatever. So they're very smart. So they'll probably win at the Awards next year.
Congratulations. It's no easy feat. So congratulations.
I think it was also a very I mean, I think it's important to probably share it here. I think
Yeah.
a lot of industry people were very happy about it, which I felt was very nice. Of a lot of people came up to me and told me, "Oh, we're very happy that a content creator is winning an award for a television actor," which is usually விடமாட்டாங்க. விடமாட்டான்னு சொல்றதை விட there's always like a bit of a hesitation, for someone from YouTube or social media to, whenever we do something for television, people tend to look at, oh, you're an outsider, you're a நீங்க அங்க நீங்க நாங்க இங்க, all that stuff. But it's very nice to see a lot of industry people being so
Supportive.
welcoming, which is a very welcoming change. I'm very happy, and I think. A lot of people who they've been texted and they called, and it was very nice to see that finally I think the industry is accepting content creators. I always say this, content creators are not people that you go for only to promote your movies. People, a lot of people in our industry use content creators as, okay, எனக்கு ஒரு படம் வந்திருக்கா, எனக்கு ஒரு மூவி இருக்கா, இல்லை எனக்கு ஒரு சீரியஸ் பண்ண போறேன், பண்ணிட்டேனா, I want to use this, influencers to promote this movies. And I think it's a very thanks for this platform. I want to share that all content creators are actually equally talented actors. They're equally talented directors, equally talented editors, as I said. Please use them in your in your production as a talent, not just someone to promote. Because நம்ம ஊர்ல அது மட்டும் தான் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Content creatorsனா ஏதாச்சும் ப்ராடக்ட் வச்சிருக்கோம், ப்ரோமோட் பண்றதுக்கு தான் யூஸ் பண்றோம். And I hope that changes. It will change. I know some really, really talented young girls and boys who are, I see their videos on Instagram and TikTok. The quality and the humor or even the engagement factor is probably 10 times better than what you see on television these days.
Right.
So eventually, and then that's when you know that, we have such strong, talented, people doing stuff on social media. Hopefully they, they are allowed to come into the television space. And I already see one or two now. So I'm sure you'll see more of them. Yeah.
We shared so many highlights of your career. So it was like the MU players meet, you won the Yasi Award. So if there's anything you would consider, this is வந்துட்டோம்ல. any event that
I think that's about to happen, obviously. To be very honest, I always, not to be humble, I always say this, that there is so much space to do things in the content creation space. I think as I'm one of those very few, I think I can say it, I think I'm one of those very few Indian content creators who do this for a living.
Right.
So which means I have a proper team, I have a structure, I have a rate thing, this thing called rate card. So when a brand approaches you, there is a certain thing that they need to do for you to, I choose my brands to work with. Number industry, I mean, at least in this, but in this current industry, there's a lot of young kids, boys and girls, they do everything. They do, products who are, a lot of weight loss programs, a lot of weight loss products, a lot of, scams, a lot of trading companies will use this, kids to promote things. And our kids are just doing it because of money. So that will change. That has to change. So, I'm in that process of hopefully, changing those things. I'm mentoring a few content creators myself. I'm mentoring a few talents myself. We have a small team we have a talent agency. We teach these kids how to shoot video, how to come up with a rate card, how to say no when certain brands try to take advantage of, there's a lot of things. I think in content creation there is there's digital rights, there's image rights. Obviously, we don't know any of that, especially in the Indian space, Indian content creation space. Either when in the Malay, and I think again I can be very honest, but in the Malay and Chinese industry, they know already. They know that there's this thing called, there's a structure. There is a structure to this. There is a, if you approach a content creator, what is the process? What rights do you have? As a content creator, when you make a content for someone, I can't just use your face and throw it on ads. You have this thing called image rights, digital rights, and there's payment for it. You have to also charge for that. நம்ம பசங்களுக்குலாம் தெரியாது. So I think as a supposedly one of those seniors. I wouldn't call myself, leader, but I'll call myself a senior. I've been doing this for a while. We're trying to come up with, proper guidelines for the younger people to follow, hopefully. So that's coming up. So I think that's, if I
Nice.
manage to do that, I think that's what I would consider to be, okay, finally I've contributed something. Everything I've done so far, to be very honest, is basic. What's expected of any content creator. பெருசாலாம் எதுவும் பண்ணல. I always say this again, இந்த தன்னடக்கத்துக்கோ இல்லை அந்த அடக்கம்லாம் எதுவும் இல்லை. At the end of the day, whatever I've done with the opportunities I've been given, I'm blessed enough that I'm an early adopter of social media content creation.
True.
I'm an early adopter, which means when people started realizing that you can make money from doing content on social media, I jumped at it. So because that made it a bit more easier for me to do this for 8 years. But a lot of young kids now are coming up, and they have, I'm not saying this for any other reason, they are way more talented. They're way more funnier, they're way more engaging. Those kids don't have a guideline on what to do.
Right.
So I'm planning to set up, I'm already setting it up, but I'm planning to guide and work with more of those people. And I'm assuming you're going to lead up to my cafe as the next point.
That is my question. Congratulations once again. Wow, it's just so, so busy. But again, for people like me who's watching, it's like, we're proud of you. I mean,
you.
it's like you're doing so many things, and congratulations. Tell us about that. One thing I can't live without is coffee.
Same, but my trainer Varma, who's probably watching this, also told me not to drink so much of coffee with sugar. So I'm going to stick to black coffee.
Maybe I can do a
for
Varma
while.
impression. Gee, you cannot drink coffee, Gee. Just, you know what I asked him to do? I'll ask him, slow down 50%, please. I cannot understand what he's saying. Okay, back to you.
Yeah.
Coffee.
So the cafe is, I think that's a nice way to probably summarize it. You asked me what am I proud of? I think the cafe will be something that I eventually will be proud of once it's done, because it's as I said, I am an early adopter of social media content creation. So a lot of doors were opened for me quite easily. Because I knew how to make videos, I knew how to be engaging, I knew how to some extent brand myself. So it was quite straightforward for me to do a lot of things. Ipo appadi illa. Like there's a lot of people don't get the chance to to showcase what they have, because again we live in a situation now that ஒரு தெருவுக்கு 10 content creator இருப்பான். When I started, I could count like a lot of my friends were actually content creators. It just happened to be not a lot of content creator. Okay, so it was like 5 hours. Now every single house as a aspiring content creator. Ishwari ma'am's son is a aspiring content creator. Everybody is now, every single household now as a child who wants to be a content creator. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. Because because then the word content creator becomes very, very pointless name, because now everybody can create content. So how do you differentiate the good ones and the bad ones? So with all that, what I always thought was, okay, what would be the best way to differentiate a good content creator and a bad content creator? You give them a platform to showcase their content, to give them a platform to share their, whatever they have to share. So we thought, okay, we want that space, but at the same time, I also felt we don't have a space where people can come together and judge this content. If you are good in making a short film, you make a short film, you put it up on the internet, and then you get 10 views and then you get depressed. That's because you don't have people to watch it, not because you're not good enough.
Okay.
You probably don't have a YouTube channel that has enough subscribers to watch it. So with all that, we said, okay, let's create a space for people who are creative to come and showcase their creativity. That's a big I wanted to make sure that I create, because I couldn't, I started off, I didn't have that.
Right.
And then I like coffee, so I thought let's just mix both of them up and create a coffee coffee house. We named it Kapi Create. The word Kapi, obviously, because I like coffee, and create is just a play on the word create. So we came up with it's essentially a South Indian lifestyle cafe. Why I call it a lifestyle cafe is we have a lot of cafes, a lot of South Indian cafes, but it's essentially it's still under the bakery concept.
Okay.
Still under the dosa and sambar. It's still basically it's a restaurant. Number
Right.
cafe solli number actually cafe or a real there's a lot of different types of cafes. So a lifestyle cafe is actually a place where people can gather and and discuss, and perform and share thoughts,
Share thoughts
ideas.
is lovely,
Not
lovely.
just for you to come and have a vada and go, right? To be very honest,
Have a vada
not that's a bad thing. I love a lot of places. I love those places, but we wanted to have a separate, different type of place.
I'm going to call, if I do a place, it's going to have a vada and go.
And that's
Nice,
a perfect,
Lavo.
absolutely. That's a tagline. Coffee, chat, and chai, coffee, and chat.
Yeah.
Have a vada and go.
Have
That
a
should be a
vada
tagline. So Kapi Crate is
Yeah.
that cafe. I'm very excited that I can't reveal it yet, but
Okay.
some of the biggest names in Malaysian entertainment industry is actually part of it. They all have come together. All I had was an idea. I pitched it to some of my good friends in the industry because I wanted this cafe to be a cafe that is founded by creative people for creatives, for aspiring creatives. நான் மட்டும் உட்காந்துட்டு creative சொன்னா it doesn't work. I wanted some creatives that I respect, they have come together and say, Joshua, we will help you kickstart this. And I think that's very important because when certain media channels, when certain platforms don't do it, creative people have to just do it ourselves. I always feel that there's a lot of things still lacking in our very small industry. We are not growing talents. We are going backwards. சொல்லாமல் தலை வெட்டிடுவீங்க கண்டிப்பாக. வெட்டாமல் போட்டிங்கன்னா நான் உங்களுக்கு சாக்லேட் வாங்கி தருவேன், இல்லை காஃபி வாங்கி தருவேன் கேஃபேல. We are going backwards in our
போடுறோம்.
we're going backwards in our content. நம்ம திருப்பி சீரியலுக்கு போகிறோம். நம்ம இன்னும் திருப்பி whatever that South India channels are doing, we are just control C, control V. We're not innovating. I always say that
New ones.
I always say that Malaysia, at least the Malaysian Tamil industry, we were one of the first to do Padal Thiran Poti. You know this more than I do, right? We were so innovative, and I feel we're not that allowed so many talents to come through.
Definitely.
And I feel we're still not doing that enough now. So when some platforms are not doing it, maybe the creatives themselves should do it ourselves for our younger creative people. So I can't reveal names yet. We will obviously announce it soon. நீங்க கூட இருக்கலாம், சொல்ல முடியாது இந்த பாட்காஸ்ட்ல சொல்லாம நானு.
Can. We will definitely support you. We will watch your Instagram
சப்போர்ட்லாம்
for
வேணாம்,
more.
காசு கொடுங்க.
Yeah, definitely.
Kidding. Jokes aside, of course I will reveal it soon.
Support வேணா காசு கொடு.
சப்போர்ட்லாம் எல்லாரும் கொடுக்கலாம், காசு கொடுங்க, அப்பதான் சில விஷயம் பண்ண முடியும். கரெக்டா?
Yes, okay.
But I'm happy that some really exciting people have come on board and say, Joshua, we want to develop new talents, we want to develop new creatives, so we want to help you build this lifestyle cafe.
Come there, do unplug.
Please do. அதெல்லாம் நான் எழுதி வச்சிட்டேன். ஆல்ரெடி உங்க பேர்லாம் லிஸ்ட்ல இருக்கு. இவங்கலாம் கூப்பிட்டோம், கண்டிப்பா கூப்பிடணும்னு சொல்லி.
Definitely.
பட் நீங்க ஆல்ரெடி எஸ்டாப்ளிஷ்டிங்களா, பேர் போட்டீங்க, கஷ்டம். நான் புதால கூப்பிடணும். நீங்க ட்ரெயின் பண்ணுங்க வந்து.
When I went to unplug again after some time, it was like relearning.
That's true.
What song is this? It's like, what? This song also you don't know. So I'll go and learn back again.
That's true.
So it's
that's Kapi Create for you. I'm excited. It's hopefully that it will grow into something that will. Of course, at the end of the day, it's as an artist, not an influencer. As an artist, it's me also evolving. I need to innovate. நானும் அதே பழைய புராணத்தை திருப்பி அதே காமெடியை பண்ணிக்கிட்டு அதே சில விஷயம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க முடியாது இல்லையா? I'm also getting older, so I wanted to innovate and see what else can I give. I've taken a lot. I've enjoyed a lot of the benefits that comes with doing this. So sometimes you just have to share a bit. அப்பதான் இன்னும் பெருசா கிடைக்கும்.
Nice.
So I thought, okay, let's do a South Indian lifestyle cafe and Kapi Create. I think hopefully by the time the video is released, hopefully it's launched. So if you're watching this video, take a screenshot, bring it to Kapi Create. I'll give you free coffee. ஐயோ, நிறைய பேர் பார்த்துருவாங்களே.
Okay, so இப்போ காலம் வந்து கொஞ்சம் வேறு மாதிரி ஆயிடுச்சு. இப்போ நான் டிவி ரேடியோவில் இருந்தேன். இப்போ எங்களெல்லாம் ஃபாஸ்ட் பண்ணி ஃபேஸ்புக்கு டிக்டாக்கு இந்த மாதிரி இப்போ சொல்கிறாங்க. அப்போ just for some Tamil content நம்ம தமிழில் பேசுவோம். அப்போ வந்து Facebook, what is that? You put post, everybody can see what you're doing. Why would I want that? No, this is the new generation.
நான் என் வாழ்க்கையை பற்றி பேசுகிறேன், அவனுக்கு எதுக்கு?
ஆமாம், இப்போ நான் ஒரு டான்ஸ் வீடியோ போட்டாக்கா அதில் வந்து கமெண்ட் பண்ணுவான், இதெல்லாம் உனக்கு நாட்டுக்கு தேவையா? யோ யாரையா நீ, உனக்கு
எனக்கே தேவைதான் நினைக்கிறேன், என்ன பண்ணுறது போட சொல்கிறாங்களே.
ஸோ இப்போ வந்து ஒரு கட்டாயம் ஆயிடுச்சு. அதாவது நீங்கள் மெயின் ஸ்ட்ரீம், இப்போ மெயின் ஸ்ட்ரீம் கூட பார்க்க முடியுமான்னு தெரில, டிவி ரேடியோ whatever, நீங்கள் வந்து ஆன்லைனில் ஆக்டிவாக இருக்கணும், வீடியோலாம் போடணும், கான்டென்ட் க்ரியேட் பண்ணணும், பேசணும். It took some time for me to adjust to that.
To accept even, I'm sure.
ஸோ மைக்கில் பேசி ரேடியோனா அட்லீஸ்ட் உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஒரு கேப் இருக்கும்.
ஆக்சுவலி இந்த கேள்வி நான் உங்கள்கிட்ட கேட்கணும்.
Please.
பார்ட் ஆஃப் த கொஸ்டின் லிஸ்ட்டில் எனக்கு தெரியும். யூ ஆப்வியஸ்லி என் பாட்காஸ்ட் உங்கள் பாட்காஸ்ட்னு தெரில, பட் பரல பேசுவாங்க, ஜாலியாக தான் இருக்கும். நான் உங்களுக்கு திருப்பி போடுறேன். யூ ஆர் ஒன் ஆஃப் தோஸ், அகெயின் புகழ்றதுக்கு இல்லை, இப்போ யூ ஆர் ஒன் ஆஃப் தோஸ் ஓஜிஸ் அப்படின்னு நான் பார்க்குறேன். Meaning like you one of those people that you came into radio, obviously everybody got excited and you're doing so well, and you are still doing well. What I mean is you made your name and the space la.
Okay.
Then you one of those generation that got stuck in between.
Yeah, true.
Illaya, like you the radio and television, all this were doing well, you were there, and then you had this entire era of new media and so on, digital media.
Yeah, that's a good point.
அவங்க வந்தோன்னே you had to like balance, like in my generation we started from social media. So we very straightforward, இதெல்லாம் பண்ணா இதெல்லாம் நம்பர்லாம் கிடைச்சா நம்மளுக்கு. But you were popular in real life, but now you're forced to be popular in social media also.
Maya.
So how did you deal with this? கடுப்பா இருந்துச்சா என்ன மாதிரி சோஷியல் மீடியாலாம் பார்த்தா, என்ன இவெல்லாம் ஒரு மனசனா, நான் பேச விட்டா இப்படி பேசணும் தரமா, இவன் சும்மா இவனுங்களுக்கு இவ்வளோ வியூஸ் கிடைக்குது. Let's be honest, like I'm sure you had a bit of like that. ஒரு anger இருந்திருக்குமா? Anger
இல்லை, பட் I think it opened a new avenue. ஸோ அப்போ எனக்கு ரியலைசேஷன் வந்துச்சு, லைக் சம்டைம்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம ரேடியோவில் பேசும்போது நம்ம if I do a certain action, it can't be seen.
Okay.
If I do a certain face, it can't be seen. So for me it adds like character to whatever I'm saying. ஸோ அப்போது டிவி வரும்போது இதெல்லாம் பண்ணலாம், ஆக்ஷன்லாம் பண்ணலாம். I am Kung Fu Jackson அப்படி சொன்னாக்கா
you could see what you're doing. Yeah.
So coming to social media வந்து அது ஒரு advantage. So it took me some time to like இது வந்து நம்ம பாய்க்கலாமே.
But அந்த லைட்டாக அந்த இது இருந்துச்சா? Because like now I've spoken to someone and I can't always tell you who is he. But he is actually director சொல்லியிருக்காரு, எனக்கு வந்து I was a bit angry that நீங்கள் வந்து சும்மா வரீங்க, ஒரு வீடியோ பண்ணுறீங்க, அந்த வீடியோ famous ஆகுது, you guys are getting popular because of that. People like me, we have been in the industry for so long, we have to every single thing நாங்க கஷ்டப்பட்டு ஒண்ணுனா பண்ணி அப்போதான் ஒரு 10 பேருக்கு தெரிய வருது. அவர் ஜெலசியில சொல்ல, to be fair to him, he wasn't jealous of anything, he was just கொஞ்சம் லைட்டா கொஞ்சம் frustration that சோஷியல் மீடியா டக்குன்னு வந்துடுறீங்க, நீங்கள் எல்லாரும் டக்குன்னு வந்துடுறீங்கன்னு அது ஒரு வார்த்தை பார்ப்பாரு, which is not wrong. It's not wrong when he says that. So எனக்கு அந்த சில டைம் எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் லைட்டாக கொஞ்சம் பயம் கூட இருக்கும். சில பேர் I see people like you and I see obviously the industry legends சொல்லலாம் தெரியல, இந்த industry, the people who have been in the industry for so long, அவங்க நம்மளை பற்றி என்ன நினைப்பாங்க, கன்ஃபார்ம் அவங்க கண்டிப்பாக நம்ம வந்து அண்ணா வந்துட்டான் பாரு, இவெல்லாம் பாப்புலர் ஆகிட்டான்ல, அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு வரி எனக்கு இருந்து. Of course it's probably my insecurity that I felt like that. But I've always wondered that people like like people who have been around like yourself, இருந்திருக்கா அந்த மாதிரி கொஞ்சம்? You've
never felt like that. Of course sometimes because we're very trained in the language. The language ரொம்ப கேர்ஃபுல்லா பார்ப்பாங்க, இந்த மாதிரி வார்த்தை பாய்க்காத, இந்த மாதிரி வார்த்தை, அதுக்குன்னு ட்ரைனிங்கே நடக்கும் ரேடியோவில். சிலப்பா நம்ம வந்து லைக் மண்டே ஆல்சோ we are on use. அவன் மண்டேல என்ன இருக்கு அது கூட பாய்க்க தலையில.
So you're confident enough that இவனுங்க அந்த இன்னும் அந்த ப்ரொஃபஷன்சிக்குள்ள வர மாட்டானுங்க இன்னும் அப்படின்னு ஒரு
at first when I saw the content எல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் லாங்குவேஜ் எல்லாம் ரொம்ப ஃப்ரீயா போச்சுல,
நானே கட்டத்தை பேசுவேன்.
I was like இந்த மாதிரி கூட பேசலாமா? But I think it's okay, like
eventually but you yourself eventually have adopted and adapted இல்லையா?
Adapted, yeah. Still trying to adapt.
டான்ஸ் வீடியோ நான் பார்த்திருக்கேன்.
But I must tell you something, இந்த ஷவுட் அவுட் வீடியோஸ் செய்ய சொல்றாங்க இல்லையா, அதுக்கு நான் ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுவேன்.
எப்படி நான் சாப்பிட முடியும், நல்லா பண்றது இல்லை.
ஓகே, ஸ்டக் ஆயிரும், ஒரு 7-8 டேக்ஸ் ஆயிரும்.
ஆமா.
ஸோ அது ஆல் அ லேர்னிங் ப்ராசஸ்.
அது actually, yeah, because you're right, because now I've always again, I look up to people like you, but obviously there's younger people who come to me and they say, "Alla Joshua, like how can I do this as a career?"
Right.
நீங்க வந்து, as I said, I've been doing this for 8 years. இன்னுமே யாராச்சும் என்ன கேட்டா, என்கிட்ட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் என்கிட்ட கேட்குற கேள்வி வந்து, எல்லாம் பண்ணுறீங்க, சரி ஃபுல் டைம் என்ன பண்ணுறீங்க அப்படி தான் கேட்பாங்க என்கிட்ட. நல்ல இல்லை வீடியோ தான் பண்ணுறேங்க, இல்லை சரி வீடியோவில் பார்த்துருக்கேன்ப்பா, டிக்டாக்லாம் பேசுவேன், நான் பார்த்துருக்கேன், ஃபுல் டைம் என்ன பண்ணுறேன் அப்படின்னு கேட்பாங்க. ஸோ even till now, there's that generation still there that they think இது நீங்கள் ஃபுல் டைமாக பண்ண முடியாது. The truth is, நிறைய பேர்னால பண்ண முடியாது, ஆனால் சில பேர்னால பண்ணலாம்.
Okay.
I always say that because the end of the day, again, நம்ம இன்னமும் வந்து the younger people நினச்சிக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறது வந்து சோஷியல் மீடியானா, நான் வந்து ஒரு 2-3 வீடியோ போட்டால் சில கண்டென்ட் பண்ணால் எனக்கு நம்பர்ஸ் வரும், அந்த நம்பர்ஸில் நான் சில ஃபுட் ரிவ்யூ, இந்த வீடியோலாம் நான் அப்போ வீக்கெண்ட்ஸ் 9 to 5 பண்ணிட்டு வீக்கெண்ட்ஸில் அப்போ இந்த மாதிரி கண்டென்ட்லாம் பண்ணேன்னா எனக்கு வந்து சைட் இன்கம் சொல்லி இதுலேயே நிறைய பேர் நின்றுறாங்க. அது என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும், I think I want to use this platform to share if anyone that's relevant watching. நீங்கள் ஒரு ப்ராப்பர், யூ கேன் பி அ ப்ராப்பர் கான்டென்ட் கிரியேட்டர் who does this for a living. இது வந்து the only way, and you can go into television, you can go into radio. இப்போ நிறைய ரேடியோஸில் கூட பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, people who started off from content creator, social media is now on radio. You can be on television. I've been seeing a lot more social media content creators on television shows finally. But என்ன சொல்ல வரேன்னா, I think there's no secret in that. There is a very straightforward thing. அதாவது when you learn social media content creationக்கே ஒரு communication skill தேவை. How do you approach clients, how do you approach brands? ஒரு brands நம்ம கிட்ட வந்தாங்கன்னா நம்ம என்ன கேட்கணும். இப்போ அஃப்கோர்ஸ் இப்போ வந்து எனக்கே வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, இப்போ I've got internsல சின்ன பசங்க இருக்கானுங்க, நான் ஒரு சில விஷயம் சொல்லுவேன், எனக்கு ஒரு பிச் டெக் மாதிரி பண்ணி, பிச் டெக்ன்ற விஷயம் வந்து நம்மளுக்கு இன்னும் நம்ம பசங்களுக்கு இன்னும் அது இன்னும் பரிச்சயமான ஒரு விஷயம் இல்லை. இது ஹவு வாட்ஸ் அ பிச் டெக் என்ன இல்லைடா, டே இப்போ நீ ஒரு ஷோ பண்ண போகிற, ஒரு வீடியோ பண்ண போகிற, அந்த கிளையனுக்கு தெரியணும்ல, வாட் ஐ யூ கோனா டூ இந்த வீடியோ என்ன. ஸோ அது வாட்ஸ்அப் பண்ணிட்டு வாய்ஸ் நோட் பண்ணால் போதுமானே, சரி பிச் டெக்னா என்னன்னு தெரில. ஸோ த கார்பரேட் லாங்குவேஜ், த கார்பரேட் நோ ஹவுஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுவோம், இதெல்லாம் கற்றுக்கலாம் ஈஸியாக. ஏன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, சாட் ஜிபிடின்னு ஒரு யூனிவர்சிட்டி வந்துருச்சு இப்போ நம்மளுக்கு. அந்த யூனிவர்சிட்டி சொல்லிக் கொடுக்காத விஷயமே இல்லை இப்போ. ஸோ ஐ திங்க் வாட் ஐ மோர் வாண்ட் லைக் ரிக்வெஸ்ட் மோர் தென் அட்வைஸ், பிகாஸ் அட்வைஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு நம்ம அறிவு இல்லை, பட் ரிக்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு டெஃபினெட்லி, பிகாஸ் ஐ ஆல்வேஸ் சே திஸ், வென் மோர் அண்ட் மோர் இந்தியன் கண்டென்ட் கிரியேட்டர்ஸ் இதை ப்ரொஃபஷ்னலாக பண்ணும்போது இன்னும் நம்மளுக்கு டோர்ஸ் ஓப்பன் ஆகும். I'm not the only content creator. நீங்கள் நினைக்கலாம், if you think that, I'm so good that's why I went to UK to do the Manchester trip. இல்லை, கண்டிப்பாக இல்லை. என்னை விட definitely 10 more people who's probably more talented and more funnier and more engaging. But because I speak the corporate language, ஒரு பிராண்ட் நம்ம கிட்ட வரும்போது நம்மளோட ரிக்வயர்மெண்ட் என்னவா இருக்கணும், நம்ம எப்படி அவங்கள்கிட்ட அப்ரோச் பண்ணுறோம். அவங்க அஃப்கோர்ஸ் எல்லாரும் எல்லாமே கேட்பாங்க, விட்டா நீ ஒரு 10,000 வீடியோ போடுறியா, எனக்கு ஓகே தான், பிகாஸ் no one's gonna who's gonna say no to extra stuff. But நம்மளோட ரைட்ஸ் தெரியணும், நம்ம என்னென்ன பண்ணணும் நம்மளுக்கு தெரியணும். All those corporate skill sets for television also. இப்போ நான் எல்லாரும் கேட்டுக்கிறது தான், ஒன்றாவது இப்போ ஒரு கான்டென்ட் கிரியேட்டர்னா நம்மளோட வேல்யூ நம்மளுக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் தெரியணும். நம்ம சொல்லக்கூடாது, கண்டென்ட் கிரியேட்டர்னா அப்படி நம்மளை அடிக்கிறாங்க, நம்மளை கீழா பார்க்குறாங்க, சின்னதாக பார்க்குறாங்க, பீலிட்டில் பண்ணுறாங்க. நம்மளோட வேல்யூ நம்மளுக்கு தெரியலனா எல்லாருக்கும் நம்ம அப்படி தான் கீழே போடுற இது மாதிரி தான், எல்லோரும் மிதிச்சு தான் போவானுங்க. நீங்கள் எங்கே இருக்கணுமோ உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சால் people will know how to treat you. அது மட்டும் தான் I think I will ask as a slightly experienced content creator. நான் வேறு எதுவும் இல்லை. I always ask my younger brothers and sisters, கற்றுக்குங்க. as a content creator, அதுக்கு content creator வேலை 8 years ago content creator வேலை இல்லை, அது வந்து ஒரு விளையாட்டு. நிறைய பேர் என்ன விளையாடிட்டு இருக்க வீடியோ வச்சுக்கிட்டுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க என்கிட்ட. வாட் யூ டூ ஆக்சுவலி, வாட் யூ டூ, ஹவு டு மேக் மணிலாம் கேட்குறேன். இப்போ எல்லாருக்கும் தெரிஞ்சிருச்சு ஹவு டு மேக் மணி as a content creator. Yes, you make videos. Some brands will come to ask you to make a video for them because you have a lot of followers. They'll அவன் அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட் பண்ணுறதை விட உங்கள்கிட்ட காசு கொடுத்துட்டு போகிறான். That's how it works. எல்லாருக்கும் புரிஞ்சிருச்சு. பட் how do you choose the right brands to work with? How do you choose to the right value for your work? How do you shoot videos? நான் இப்போ கூட சொல்லுவேன், சில பேர் நானே சில பேர் கால் பண்ணி சொல்லியிருக்கேன், நல்லா பண்ணுறீங்க, எதுக்கு ஃபோனில் ஷூட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்க வீடியோ, நல்லா இருக்கு, ஃபனியாக இருக்கு உங்கள் வீடியோ, எதுக்கு ஃபோனில் ஷூட் பண்ணுறீங்க? இப்போ கேமரா ரெண்டல் நான் கேமரா ரெண்டல் ஷூட் பண்ணும் போது ஒரு நாளைக்கு 500 600 we have paid. இப்போலாம் it's come down so low because cameras are so cheaper nowadays to rent. ஸோ ஏன் ஃபோனில் ஷூட் பண்ணுறீங்க, கேமராவில் ஷூட் பண்ணுங்க சொல்லி I've asked some of my favorite content creators, I've called them and say இதெல்லாம் இப்படி பண்ணுங்க. Because I want, if they do well, if they do better, people like me can get better opportunities. Because the industry has to grow. எல்லாரும் தான் இங்கே grow பண்ணால் ecosystem gets better. I've told people invest in nice mics.
Right.
So proper அடிச்சிட்டு பாருங்க. I've seen, go spend a nice mic for your videos. Phone ஓட audio யூஸ் பண்ணாதீங்க. Because video is a audio visual medium, AV ன்னு சொல்றது. So audio visual, the video பார்க்கிறதுக்கு நல்லா மட்டும் இல்ல, கேட்கிறதுக்கு நல்லா இருக்கணும். So obviously all these things is as a we're still learning as an industry, as a young content creators, a lot of people are still learning. Hopefully, whatever I've shared here, people would, it makes sense for them to. Actually, I think establish பண்ணனும்னு நினைச்சேன். I think as a content creator, a lot of people think that content creator நான் வீடியோ பண்ணனா ஃபேமஸ் ஆயிருவேன், ஃபேமஸ் ஆனா பிராண்ட்ஸ் வருவாங்க, பிராண்ட்ஸ் வந்தா நான் காசு கொடுப்பாங்க எனக்கு. It doesn't work like that. Okay. Brands work with people who know their value.
Okay.
Because brands வந்து அவங்களோட ஐடென்டிட்டி உங்கள்கிட்ட அட்டாச் பண்ணணும்னா நீ எப்படிப்பட்ட ஆளை தான் பார்ப்பாங்க. நீ இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஒரு ட்ரேடிங் ஆப்பை வந்து நீ ஸ்கேம், அது எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும் ஸ்கேம், நீ பட் காசுக்காக நீ அதை ப்ரொமோட் பண்ணனா இன்னொரு பெரிய பிராண்ட் உங்ககிட்ட வராது. Because he knows they call it brand association. If you have promoted a weight loss product that everybody knows it's a scam, a genuine good brand wouldn't come to you.
Right.
அதனாலேயே நான் நிறைய brands I've again I don't know whether I should say it, but there's a very famous trading app that if நீங்கள் TikTok போனீங்கன்னா அது 4 alphabet இருக்கும், உங்களுக்கு தெரியும் என்ன சொல்ல வரேன்னு. அதை வந்து இது பாருங்க, இதை யூஸ் பண்ணுங்கன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. that trading app is not regulated by our bank நகர். பட் நிறைய content creators இங்கே மலேசியாவில் வந்து காசுக்காக அது ப்ரொமோட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. So when a bigger brand sees it, they know that you are someone who just do things for money, and they know that one day when you get caught in that issue, நான் கூட வீடியோ பண்ணியிருந்தானே எனக்கும் பிரச்சனைன்னு சொல்லி சில பேர் வர மாட்டாங்க. ஸோ ஆல் திஸ் what I call understanding how content creation works, how does the industry work, and I hope more people understand that. I've said no to a lot of those brands because at the end of the day I have to protect my longevity in the industry. எல்லாமே ரிவ்யூ இப்போ ஃபுட் ரிவ்யூஸ் நீங்களே பண்ணிருக்கீங்க, ஃபுட் ரிவ்யூஸ் நாங்களே சொல்லக்கூடாது. ஒரு நாளைக்கு ஒரு ஃபுட் ரிவ்யூ பண்ணுவாங்க, எல்லா ஃபுட் ரிவ்யூ செம்மையாக இருக்குது அப்படின்னு சில பேர் சொல்லுவாங்க. எப்படி சாப்பிட்ற எல்லாமே நல்லா இருக்கு சொல்ல முடியாது. ஸோ ஃபுட் ரிவ்யூஸ் அதுவும் ஃபுட் ரிவ்யூ இஷ்யூ தான். கிடைக்கிற எல்லா கடையிலையும் நல்லா இருக்கு சாப்பாடுன்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா உண்மையாக சாப்பாடு நல்லா இருக்க சாப்பிடுங்க நம்ப மாட்டோம். அதே கான்செப்ட் தான், உங்களை சொல்ல வரல. நீங்கள் ஒரு வீடியோ பார்த்தேன், ஒரு கடைக்கு போய் அப்படின்னா ஓகே காசு வாங்கி தான் பண்ணுறோம், பட் ஓகே கரெக்டாக பண்ணணும்.
சில டைம் நண்பர்களுக்கு பண்ணுறேன். ஓகே, wow, I think we have covered a lot of stuff today.
Yes.
And thank you, Joshua, for being so gracious with your time.
No, thank you for making my childhood dream come true. இது நான் இந்த பாட்காஸ்ட் அக்ரி பண்ணதே ஒன்றுனா மிஸ்டர் ஆனந்தா என்ன வந்து இன்டர்வியூ பண்ணோம். நான் வந்து வீட்டில் போயிட்டு இப்போ அந்த ஒரு மீம் பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா, ஒரு ஒய்ஃப் கால் பண்ணுவாங்க, அவர் என்ன பண்ணிருக்காரு ரூமில் தனியாக தண்ணி போட்டு ஆடிட்டு இருக்காருங்க, இருப்பாங்க. நான் வீட்டில் போய் ஆட போகிறேன். ஆனந்தா என்ன பாட்காஸ்ட்டில் இன்டர்வியூ பண்ணிட்டாரு. இதுக்கப்புறம் இப்போ நீ கேட்டிங்களா வாட் இஸ் யுவர் பெஸ்ட் அச்சீவ்மெண்ட்? This is it.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Yes, and it was a pleasure talking to you and hearing you share a lot of stuff. I also am learning.
I can't wait to have you on Copy Create and perform for all of us.
Yes, I will be there.
காஃபி மட்டும் தான் கொடுப்பேன், காசு கொடுக்க மாட்டேன்.
Okay.
சும்மா சொன்னேன்.
இதாங்க சார் உங்க பேமெண்ட்.
காஃபி சூப்பராக இருக்கும்.
Bro, we have a small gift for you from Keshan's Beard and Hair Oil Syrup.
முடி கொட்டதுன்னு சொல்லாம சொல்றீங்களா?
ஜி முடி நல்லா இருக்கு, இது இன்னும்
மறைச்சிருக்கேன்,
வலுவாக வளர்றதுக்கு உதவும்.
Thank you Keshan. Keshan is very very talented. அந்த பையன் தான் young boy. ஆமா, அந்த பையனுக்கு நான் ஒரு gift வச்சிருக்கேன், அப்புறம் அவங்க அம்மா கொடுப்பாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
சேவா. And we also have a wonderful gift from S01E07.
S01E07.
Yeah,
super.
It is a homemade product and
perfume அது.
ஆமா,
இப்போ நான் எனக்கு பெர்ஃப்யூம் தேவைன்னு சொல்லுங்க. என்ன சொல்ல வரீங்க? இந்த 2 கிஃப்ட்டில்
இது
முடி கொட்டுதுன்னு சொல்ல வரீங்களா? அப்புறம் ஐ ஷுட் ஸ்மெல் பெட்டர்னு சொல்ல வரீங்களா?
இதில் க்ரூமிங் டூல்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்குது. ஸோ நீங்கள் வந்து பாய்க்கலாம். It's a new thing.
Joking. Thank you so much, Essen and Aroma.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank you. A small, token of appreciation from us. And thank you to my wardrobe sponsor, The Everlasting Knot. All the best for your future, Joshua.
Thank you. DLS இன்னொரு இந்த சூட்ஸ்லாம் இருக்கும் இல்லையா?
ஆமாம்மா.
என்னோட கேஃபே லான்ச்சுக்கு இங்கே தான் சூட் எடுக்க போகிறேன்.
அது வாங்க, எல்லா விதமான சூட்
கொடுத்த காசுக்கு எல்லாத்தையும் சொல்லிட்டேன். ஓகேவா? DLS.
Thank you and see you again in the next episode.